Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're here in the humble abode. Obviously, it's getting a little festive around here. Almost Christmas time. We got like 2-3 weeks until Christmas. That's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're doing a vlog. We're doing like a weekend vlog style thing. It's a busy fucking weekend this weekend. That's why. I got a lot of clients lined up, two, but in one weekend. So today, I've got one car. Tomorrow I've got one car. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I do, I am a college student. I live up here, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I'm taking automotive courses at Penn College of Technology. So I do that during the week. In my off time, I'm working. I run a detailing company, and I also buy and sell cars. So you've probably seen some of my car flip series on this channel. I buy a car, fix it, sell it, make some money. Have some fun while doing it. Detailing, I've never really shown that on this channel, so I figured let's start showing some of the details, because I've detailed some pretty nasty cars, some pretty fun stuff. I've had a good time, so I figured let's start showing that, and let's start doing vlogs, because I know people love like day in the life, week in the life, weekend in the life, and this one, doing vlogs like that. So we're gonna start doing that. See how it works out, see how quickly I can get them uploaded, because that's a big thing, because editing I don't have as much time for anymore. But it's a beautiful day today. I'm inside because it's cold outside. It's beautiful, but it's freezing cold, which is going to be fun. But yeah, so I mean right now, I'll show you the car I'm working on. I just ran some errands this morning, so I haven't gotten to start on it yet or anything. You'll get to see it as I saw it when it got dropped off at 8 a.m. this morning. And then I'll kind of show the process of detailing it and get it ready for the customer to pick up tomorrow or Monday, depending on what the weather's like. That's another big thing. Another thing making this weekend so crazy, we got a snowstorm hitting tonight, starting at like 2 a.m., so into tomorrow morning. And it's gonna hit all day tomorrow. We're supposed to get snow. I don't know, they're saying like 6 to 7 inches right now. That's a lot of snow. We've only had one other snowstorm this year, and we got like 2-3 inches. That was doable. 6 or 7 inches is a lot of snow. So luckily, my roommate and I, we've got a plow truck. We'll be able to plow our driveway, the alleyway, the garage. So I'll be able to continue working here. It just throws a bit of a wrench in our plans. But we're still gonna make things happen, make some money, have some fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let's get going. All right. Yeah, it is like noon right now, and you can see there's still frost everywhere that the sun hasn't touched yet, which, yeah, that's a big telltale sign. Obviously, this Trailblazer and that Corolla over there were in the garage. The white Trailblazer, which by now you've probably seen the video on that. This is a flip car. Almost done with this one. You'll see in the video on that. This is a new flip car that we just picked up, 800 bucks. You'll probably see the video on this by now too. So I won't really go over much on this. These aren't what's happening this weekend, and here's what's happening. We got the garage, which granted it's a little bit warmer in here than outside. I still don't have any heaters hooked up in here yet, so it is pretty much the same temperature, and all the doors are open. I do plan on picking up a heater, putting it like right over here. Something like that. I have a kerosene heater. We're gonna first see, this house came with a kerosene heater in the basement, so I'm gonna see if that works. If it works, kerosene's not the cheapest, but it gets really hot. There is no insulation in here, so, and you can see like there's some cracks in these walls, and the windows probably are not the best. So if we can get a heater that gets really hot, I'll take that over a heater that is better on fuel. Now, here's the car we're working on. It's a 2016 Toyota RAV4. Beautiful blue paint. This is going to really be nice once we polish it up. There are some deep scratches in there. It's going to need a good paint correction. There's a lot of deep scratches going down the door. Right there. A little door ding. Some of these we might be able to get better. We'll see. Some of them are really deep. Some of them need like touch-up paint on them. Obviously, not going to do anything about this. Or this over here. Kind of funny. Both quarters got dented. Both those dents could get popped out pretty easily. Put some touch-up paint in there. Hopefully we'll be able to do something about those scratches that are in there. and they can get those dents popped out. Yeah, look at the frost still on here. Hopefully it is starting to get, oh man, I didn't even realize this dent. Oh man. Yeah, that one's going to be harder to deal with. Man, what were they loading in this thing? Makes you wonder. Anyway, yeah, moving on from that. This side's alright. Missing a hubcap, but overall, I mean, it's decent. It's definitely been used. Being a 2016, oh yeah, it's got this awesome license plate. Being a 2016, like, these headlights are pretty foggy. It's definitely seen some use. It hasn't been babied. It's under 100,000 miles still. Yeah, 95,000 on the odometer. And this is what the interior is looking like for me so far. Let's get all these doors open. I already ozoned it. As you can see, the machine down there. It stinks heavily of like Black and Mild cigars. You can see they had a dog. Look at all that dog hair. Primarily, what this vehicle is going to be a lot of vacuuming involved with this. The seats are all going to need to be extracted too, and the front carpet needs some extracting. But I honestly think it's going to take longer just to vacuum all this dog hair up back here, because this is crazy. Once I have my little light in here, you'll be able to see it better. So one thing about this garage, when cars are in here, since all the lights are above head, it kind of gets dark in the car. You need, excuse me, a LED light, which I hang from the roof. I mean, other than that, I'll tell you what, it's not too bad. There's no like goo in the center console area. It's just a lot of dust, dog hair, stuff that needs to get vacuumed up. Some extracting needs to get done. Pretty typical. I'll pop the hood. We'll see what we're working with under there, because they are getting the deluxe package, which means everything inside and out on this vehicle. Wow, that felt like it was already popped. Yeah, it is. There we go. Typical Toyota 4-banger. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's the same that's in that Corolla. 2.5, yeah. The 2.5 inline 4 that they've used forever. But yeah, that's what the engine bay is going to look like. You'll see the method I use for all the detailing, but you'll see how I clean the engine bay, how I'm going to wash the car, how I'm going to clean the interior. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's get some work done in this video instead of me talking. I don't know, this is my first time doing like a real like work vlog and like vlogging my actual life, because I vlog like going on trips and stuff a lot, but I've never vlogged the day-to-day life. But yeah, you can see out here, beautiful day, a little cold. It's up to like 33 now, so it's above freezing, so I'll be able to wash and hopefully not form any ice. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be below freezing pretty much all day and snowing, so I want to get the most of the work done on this thing today, and maybe just finish up a couple of things tomorrow and figure out if they want to pick it up tomorrow in the snow or wait until Monday to pick it up, which means this would overlap with the car that I'm getting tomorrow evening that needs to get done on Monday. So yeah, I said it's a weekend vlog. It's kind of like weekend and Monday of next week vlog, but it is what it is. We're making do. We're finding things out. We're learning how to do this. Alright, so I know I like just started on this, but I have to take a break already and run another errand. And then we're gonna get this thing washed. But, see, this is how the garage works. You gotta deal with that weather stripping every time. This door is manual. The door over by my Jeep is manual, but the middle door is electronic, which is nice. So this is typically the bay that the Trailblazer sits in, because it's got the clicker. And then the Corolla's been sitting here in this bay. But right now, yeah, we pull the cars in sideways, and it gives us enough space to wash them and plenty of space to dry them and do the interiors. With the door down, it's a little tough to get in the rear. With this car, if I move it up a little bit in the front, I will be able to get the hatch to pop with the door down. But right now I can't. But it is what it is. Bigger SUVs, you gotta have the door open to pop the hatch. So that's gonna be a problem in the winter. It's gonna get cold when I'm detailing the rear. Alright, so first up is this engine bay on this car. First step always is to disconnect the negative battery terminal. So I'm gonna get, actually that looks like a 11 or 12 millimeter for those. So I'll get those off. And then yeah, we can detail this engine bay. The one thing, I don't know, I don't really have anywhere to set my camera up that it won't be getting splashed. So I honestly might just hold it one hand, hold the wand in the other hand, and then maybe find a spot to like set it up for the car. I don't know, this is like the one thing, I've never made a detailed video before, and I also need to keep good time on this because I'm already behind on it because I went and ran those errands. But I needed to run those errands today. I got all my Christmas gifts. I went and got gas because I needed gas. Got kerosene for that heater because I'm going to need that heater tomorrow, especially with the snow coming. Alright, so I'm going to try my best to do this one-handed, show you guys the way I do these engine bays. Basically, I just rinse them down. If there's any like stuck on grease or anything, I put some degreaser on it, but most of this is just dust. It'll blow off with the pressure washer, and then I take this little blower, make sure I get all the water out so there's no water drops or anything, and then we dress all the plastic with the 303 Aerospace. Some of the best plastic dresser out there on the market, in my opinion. I didn't mention this, but I figured it's important to include. I also always hose down the painted surfaces up here, and I'll wipe them down with clean microfiber cloth so I don't scratch it up afterwards. Not gonna lie, blowing it down is pretty fun too. I got the Adams Polishes air cannon. I'll take that, fire it up, you'll see it's gonna get loud here. So I can take that. Dry everything off in here. Works really well. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Not much time spent on this, yet such a big difference, and it allows me to bump the packages up a bit on my detailing. So like, this is the deluxe package, which includes everything, even under the hood. So you can see, first part of the detail done. Onto this exterior, which isn't too bad. A little dirty. Nothing too unusual. Salt's not on the road yet. Probably, well, tomorrow will probably be a lot of salt, but yeah. Also notice how it's a natural shine, not like this really slick, greasy looking shine. It's just natural. It's a deep black, matte black finish, and it's also protected. It's UV protected, even though this doesn't really see the sun. So for the wheels now, you're going to see I'm going to use a wheel cleaner that I like for medium duty wheels. Like, these are not too dirty. They just have some brake dust. There's no hard stuck on brake dust. It's all coming off with the pressure washer easily, and some mud. That all comes off easily with the medium range wheel cleaner. If I have a wheel that's caked in brake dust, a lot of stuck on stuff, I'll use more of a wheel acid cleaner to clean all that off. You just have to be really careful with those acid cleaners and get them wiped off and washed off right away. So we'll be doing the lighter cleaner for this one, and yeah, you'll see the brush I use is an old bottle brush. They don't scratch. They're not meant to scratch any wheels. They're very light nylon, and you can get it almost anywhere on the wheel. Now before we do the wheels here, before I forget, I want to get this undercarriage pressure washed with this little tool. Rolls underneath, and especially with this car, it's important. This one spent a lot of time on gravel roads, I'm assuming. Get all that washed off, and with the salt coming, it's really important to do that. Get all the salt off, prevent rust. Alright, there we go. She is all washed. I just gotta dry her off. And then it'll be looking great on the outside. Just gotta give it that paint correction then too. Get some of those scratches out. Seeing it now, it's covered in water. This is kind of an idea of what it's gonna look like after I paint correct it. Headlights are gonna be nice and shiny again. The paint's gonna be nice and shiny, no little scratches or anything. Water's a great indicator of what a paint job looks like when waxed or ceramic coated. But yeah, it looks good. I'm excited to get moved on to the interior here. So if you remember what that mat looked like before, it was definitely much worse than that. I got hung up here to dry. All the mats, I took them out, blasted them with the pressure washer. You can see the other one, the driver's side mat. The one rubber one, the entire car over there drying. But yeah, I literally would just hose them down, spray some cleaner on them, all-purpose cleaner, drill brush over there. Take that, brush them up, hose them off, and then the ones that are cloth, carpet material, I'm gonna extract to help them dry. As the sun's starting to go down here, you can start to see this haze that's coming over the sky. Those are clouds rolling in. Those clouds are inevitably that storm we're gonna see tonight, that snowstorm. They're still saying it's gonna hit full force, so should be fun. But here we go. Look at this, shining up now, looking good. Working on this interior, which is gonna be a bit. That floor is gonna be really fun to bring back to life. But it'll all come back to life with some time and some elbow grease. Alright, so first things first, I always go around like crevices and all that with a detail brush. You can see I already did those, but something like this gets in there. You can just brush around, knock the dust out of all the cracks and crevices before you go and vacuum. Let it fall and hit the ground. Like over here in there, you can see there's plenty of dust. That brush fits in there nice and easy, knocks out everything. And there we go, no dust anymore. Same with the screen. It is light enough that it doesn't scratch anything. And I'm just lightly brushing it too. I'm not getting really too hard or agitating all that much because it doesn't need that. Just needs a little bit of brushing to knock out all the loose dust. Now, stuck on stuff, I've got a more, I guess, a more coarse hair detail brush. It's stiffer, it's more meant for agitation, and I can take that and some all-purpose cleaner or whatever solution I want to use and clean any of the spots that have more stuck on goo or gunk. But yeah, this is a good first step here before we go and vacuum. Alright, I had to close the garage doors. It's starting to get a little cold out there and I don't have that hooked up yet. However, we got the vacuum out and we're going to start vacuuming here. So you see what it looks like now? Just wait. Wait until you see what it looks like. Well, there we go. A little bit of a difference. Obviously, I still need to extract. You can really see how dirty the seats are now that all the dog hair is off of it. Unfortunately, there are rips in both the carpet and the seat. Only so much you can do when detailing a car. Obviously, if a customer has a more damaged vehicle, there's some stuff you're not going to be able to fix. You're just able to make it look as good as it can in the condition it's in. If you want to know what makes a detail take so long, this right here. Cheap, crappy carpet and dog hair. That carpet right there, that carpet cover is nice. The carpet underneath it, cheap. It's Velcro. It's literally Velcro. And the carpet on the floor is even worse. So this is taking super long. And the seats hold on to it too. I mean, look at all that. It's not a good time. Alright, halfway done the vacuuming officially now. So you can see like one side, the seat still definitely needs work because it needs to be extracted, but that seat compared to that seat with all the dog hair in it, that floor down there compared to this side, yeah, big difference. I'll show you the biggest spot where there's a difference. Look at the back of these seats. Clean, not so clean. Let's get this other side done. What I'm doing for these carpets right now is a little thing called the Lily brush. It's basically like a silicone brush. You rub it along, it pulls up all the dog hair, leaves all the other hair, carpet fibers, all that. there and makes it look all nice, opposed to dog hair filled. Alright, we're on to extracting carpets now. First step, soak the carpet in any type of cleaner you like. I like using Theramax. Use that. You mix it with water, creates a good solution. One of the best in my opinion. I'll have to move that seat back, but then I get full access to that carpet. I'll use the drill brush, agitate from multiple different angles, and then extract from multiple different angles, making as many passes as needed to bring the carpets back. Luckily, this carpet here, I probably will not have to do much with, because they did have a good floor mat on that. This was like the only carpet that had a floor mat on it. The rest will all need extraction. All the seats are going to need extraction. Alright, we're moving right along here. We've gotten the plastics taken care of, the wheel's been scrubbed, center console's been taken care of and scrubbed up. Took the detail brush around the corners with some all-purpose cleaner. Got that all dealt with. Scrubbed down some of the doors, kick plates, and now everything's ready for some plastic treatment, UV protection, all that, the aerospace, after we do these rear seats. And then I also have to do all the windows too. Then the interior is pretty much all done. Man, look at that. Those seats came out beautifully. For the seats, I do the same procedure that I do for the carpets. Simple Theramax solution, spray it on liberally. Use medium drill brush, especially with these ripping. I don't like to use the stiff drill brush. Sometimes if you have a lot of stains, you gotta use a stiff drill brush. But typically for either, if I'm brushing leather seats, it's gonna be a horsehair brush, but cloth seats, medium, typically, unless they're really bad and not ripping in parts. These, like I said, were ripping. And it just pulls out all the stains. That little extractor does the job. Does the job well. So I put the mats back here. They're all finished drying. They look great. Once again, the extractor was used for that. And these carpets came out amazing too. A lot of work that went into this, getting all that dog hair out. But it was definitely worth it. It looks stunning now. And tomorrow we'll buff up this paint before I give it back to the owner and get that looking just as good. Alright, well the interior at least is all done. You can see right there how many towels we go through. It's about 11 o'clock at night. Keep in mind we started this at about 11 a.m. So 12 hours is what it took to get this done. Not too bad. Not the worst car I've ever done. Keep in mind, actually, it's not going to be 12 hours. We still have like another 2 hours of paint correction tomorrow. So it's going to be more like 14. Not the worst car I've ever done. Not the best. Alright, so a little bit of musical cars, and I got my Trailblazer back in here because I want to keep it out of the snow. This obviously is staying out of the snow. And that's in here. And then the Jeep. So, other than that, move the Corolla out here. Got the plow truck over there, my roommate's truck with its plow. We're gonna have to move that back to that spot over there. And then tomorrow we'll be able to plow out this driveway and everything if we get a fair bit of snow. All I gotta do tomorrow on this, wax it, get it ready for the client, and have them pick them up. Alright, what's next more in here? Let's see. We didn't get much snow. It's snowing now, a little bit, like flurrying. Feels warm out though. Feels a little too warm for snow. I don't know, maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't. It just started. It's supposed to go all day. It's about 8 in the morning. We're here, gonna get this Toyota finished. Hopefully before the snow really picks up. Don't know how good you can see it there, but I do a crosshatch pattern with the correcting cream. I'll go over a couple of times in altering patterns and just let it go until it starts to glaze over. Then I can buff it off. Well, snow picked up, definitely. It is starting to stick now. And we have about 6 more hours of it. So we'll definitely get something out of this storm. I'm pretty much done polishing this RAV4. Look at how these taillights came out. Like, my God, there were so many swirl marks and scratches in these taillights. And this blue, really pretty color. really nice to work with too. I mean, it wasn't in bad shape to begin with. The exterior, like I said before, of this car was taken care of pretty well. We got last spot here to buff off the hood. How I buff? I use 2 really plush microfiber towels, like the plushest you can get. I use the blue one first because I can flip it around more and get more of a surface area, and then I go up with the finishing towel and I just buff off any little bit of residue that's left. And that leaves a streak-free shine that protects against water and, you know, protects it against road salt a little bit too. So it's a good thing to have going into wintertime. It's gonna suck. The snow's kind of against me here for photos, but at the same time, I really do like snowy photos as well. The only thing that sucks is the car gets wet. The freshly detailed car gets wet. Alright, all these towels later, and about 14 hours, it's ready to go. Still snowing a little bit, not as much. I'm going to have to rush out there, get the pictures, rush it back in, try to keep as much snow off of this as possible. Well, as you can see, the snow has definitely foiled my plot to keep this car dry. But it's not too wet, just a little bit of flurries got on it. They're going to be driving it home here in a couple minutes anyway. But yeah, look at this. Try to get a good angle. Well, out of nowhere, the snow picked up again. People just took that Toyota 4Runner. Now, another customer just dropped off the Subaru Forester that I was talking about. I'm gonna go check that out. The clients really like the Toyota. I'm probably gonna be doing his work truck now. He says in a week or two we'll set that up. Don't know what year. Probably like an 07 or something like that. Forester here. Gray. It's got like the facelifted wheels. It's like the last generation of this Forester before they move to the next gen. Let's see what it is. 07, yep. It's pretty dirty. It is used up on one of the farms up the mountain or up the hill that way. Man, this is really coming down now. Pretty typical. Gonna need to extract all the seats, all the carpets. Luckily it's got some all-weather floor mats. Got a little bit of rust on her. That's pretty common on these Subarus, especially up here. See what the rear looks like. An all-weather mat back here. Wow, actually really clean under that all-weather mat. That's nice. Yep. And same thing over here with the rust. Pretty typical. Typical little Subaru. Seats aren't too bad. It's an older gentleman's car. It's in pretty good shape overall. Yeah, I have this until Thursday or Tuesday morning, so I've got some extra time. I'm probably not going to work on it all today. Start tomorrow morning. Have all day with it tomorrow. I think I'm going to now take that little Corolla that's in the garage now and run and go get some lettuce and tomato. Make some BLT sandwiches today. Watch the Eagles game. Have a good, nice little snow day. Even though there wasn't much snow. And then tomorrow I'll deal with working on that, get it done for tomorrow, work on that Corolla this week, call it a good week. Alright, next day out here and probably the last day for this vlog. We got the Subaru in the garage. We're about to get started on it here. Give you another overlook of it. Yesterday was a little rushed with that snow, but the paint is definitely oxidized. We'll definitely use a good buff. Wheels have a lot of caked on brake dust on them. A lot of just dirt all over the exterior here. The rust from yesterday, we remember obviously nothing we can do about that. See more caked on dust and dirt back here. And then inside, seats are going to need good extracting. Whole carpet's going to need to be extracted. Probably going to pull the front seats on this one. And center console needs a good going over. Just every piece of plastic and everything in this is dirty and all that. So we'll get it looking right again. Get the floor mats looking good again. They'll definitely benefit from a pressure washing. And yeah, just get this car looking new again. Something I realized this morning, this headlight is filled with condensation, so even after we buff it up, it's still gonna show that. This one should clean up pretty well though. Alright, so we started out on this one as well, giving it a good ozone, same as the last one. It had some cigarette smell in here, a little bit of Definitely a little bit of tobacco was smoked in this vehicle. We also got the hood popped. We're going to start by disconnecting the battery and doing under the hood here. Not too bad. Typical, just hasn't been touched in ages. So yeah, we'll do that, then we'll move to this exterior. We're out here taking a trip now down to the beautiful Walmart in Montoursville. You can see up there the snow on the peaks of the mountains. Yeah, so some places did get actual snow yesterday. We didn't, as you can see, downtown Williamsport. Here we are, the beautiful Montoursville Walmart. So yeah, we're gonna go get some kerosene because I cannot continue detailing in this cold. I need to get the heater going. So we'll get that and get back and finally get started on the Subaru. Alright, we got a new light. I picked it up, it was on sale, and I needed another light over here. It's a little dark in this corner. Now all sides of the car will have lights on it. And I also got some kerosene. Got the heater running. The heater's actually running good. It was sitting down in my basement when I got this house, so I'm assuming the previous owner just left it. Full ring is lit, so the wick is still good. Automatic lighter's busted, but they all are on these things. I'm letting it run right now, door open, just because it's burning a little dirty right now, because it's just been lit for the first time possibly in like 10 years. But yeah, so we're going to finally get to work here on this car now that it's later in the day than I was hoping for. Alright, there's the finishing product for the engine bay. Looking pretty good. Nice and shiny. All degreased. So that can go down. This heater is working great. It's got the room nice and warm already. A little bit of it puts off a lot of emissions. I've had to crack the garage doors twice to just vent out, but it's pretty good. I can't complain too much. It keeps me warm. That's the big thing. Well, before the sun sets out here, we've got the mats set up. I'm doing a quick pressure washing and then scrub them down. Hopefully they can dry. I'm going to hang them over there on the porch again. Hopefully they can dry in time. If not, they'll have to sit in here like in front of the fan. But yeah, starting things on the interior now. Gonna start vacuuming. I think this thing's gonna really start turning around after a good vacuum. I'll feel a lot better about it, especially within the center console and all that. But we'll see what happens. While I'm in here vacuuming, I'm realizing this is yet another car that's got a ton of gravel in the driver's side footwell. I guess since there's just so many gravel roads around here, that would be why. But yeah, that was not something I dealt with back in Chester County. That's something I've really only seen up here. Alright, vacuuming's done, so now we can finally tackle this insanely stained floor. Literally looks like that at one point didn't have a mat. Back here it's not as bad. Just needs a quick little once over. Get the seats. And then the other side, it's kind of the same thing. The rear, although the rear back here has some candy that's stuck on that we'll have to get off. But the big thing, actually the front on this one's not as bad. But, I don't know. All of it's not terrible. This is not a bad detail, not a bad taking care of car. The man who owns this obviously takes good care of it. Alright, so that's the front done. Still damp, I just finished it, so everything's damp in here. Unfortunately, couldn't get the rust stains out. I was pulling clean water once I got to that point. When you stain a carpet or a seat with rust, typically it's going to need to be re-dyed. Rust stains do not come out easy, if at all. Typically they won't come out at all unless, you know, they're newer stains, which this obviously was not. It honestly looks like it's the metal underneath the carpet that's rusting, which that's concerning considering it's got body rust too. Alright, day number 3 here. Let's get the garage popped open. And let's get to it. There she is. A couple more things we gotta do today. Interior should be getting pretty dry now. It got cold in here overnight, man. Yeah, no, this didn't get to dry much. That's the one thing that sucks the most about winter. Nothing dries in wintertime. Like, it's gonna take multiple days for these to get dry. One thing that's nice that I just checked, those floors are dry, so I'll be able to get the mats in. Weird that the floor's dry, the seats didn't. I guess the foam is just trapping it in, but yeah, I can get all the mats in, and man, look at those carpets. You can eat off of them, they're so clean. The interior of this car gets dirty really easily because of the color it is, but it's a really cool interior, and it really cleans up well. We'll hit this center console now, get the rest of these stains cleaned up, get some plastic treatment on the dashboard, clean up the steering wheel, all that, and she's good to go. One of the biggest ways you can tell it got cold last night, it got down to like 16 last night. Look at these windows. Yeah, because it was still warm in here from the heater last night, so they fogged up. Got the heater going already. It's going to take a while for it to get as warm as it was yesterday. Alright, look at these door panels now. Nice and clean. Steering wheel. All the interior trim. This center console, like that really cleaned up. Pop that back open. You remember that was all covered with gunk. These cup holders, which, you know, I use Subaru fanatics. Can you tell me why they use like literal like foam? It's like styrofoam inserts in there and they just fall apart when you clean them. All that grime off that center console. The undersides were done too, the little cup holders under there. The e-brake. No more junk in there. Yeah, pretty solid. All I gotta do now, get these windows done, then we'll get to buffing it. Alright, so for some finishing touches, some 303 airspace on the dash pad there. Really makes it pop out. I'm going to leave like this texturized plastic uncovered because I think that's going to look a little weird covered. It's supposed to have like a matte black finish to it. But yeah, that's it for the interior on this bad boy. Show you one last once around. The rear here. And now I'm just going to get everything set up to paint correct it. Put those floor mats back in and she's good to go. Alright, we got one side done now here with the buffing. Look at all the depth and gloss we brought back to this paint. Look, you can see the difference. See the line. There's one side. There's the other. Looks great. I also buffed up this little bug deflector. You can see the difference between that. Difference between the headlights. Obviously this one's not filled with water, but still, heck of a difference here. Alright, so let me show you this final product here. Unfortunately, my shadow is going to be in it. And unfortunately, you can hear the helicopter taking off at the hospital over there, so it might get a little loud. But, yeah, there we go. You've seen back there already. I'm trying to not open and close this hatch as much as I can because, believe it or not, there's still water that's dripping out of that hatch. That paint, beautiful color. Now it's got like a mirror-like finish. Yeah, overall, really good looking car. It's been well taken care of. Inside and out, it looks good. See inside. But yeah, so there it is. I mean, that's pretty much all that we got for this video now. It's been 2 cars, 1 weekend, some snow. Been a busy weekend indeed. If you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making it, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.